What is up, fellow shadows? Welcome to another shadow work update with myself, Torin Gooley, your shadow work coach. Hope everyone's doing well. I know it's been a minute since I recorded, and hopefully, um, the sprinklers over here aren't messing up the video too much. So I'm kind of sitting close to it because I don't really feel like straining my voice. But anyway, welcome, and just want to give another quick shadow work update. This, the focus of this one, the topic of this one, the theme I want to explore is starting over and knowing when to start it over and understanding that it's okay to start over and being at peace with it. The last few months, um, to say the least, like haven't been the easiest for me. It's led me again to do more introspection and do more shadow work on myself. I call myself a shadow work coach because I have done so much and I've made this such a part of my life, and I'm so passionate about it, and I know the benefits and the effects of it, and I know how much joy that this can bring to people's lives, and I want to spread it, you know. And I see online more and more people are talking about shadow work. It's becoming more and more of a buzz term, as time is going on, and while I feel like it's a good thing, that also brought up some feelings of kind of inadequacy or lack, because it's I feel okay, I'm being beat to the punch, or there's no room for me in this space. Even though I know I did not come up with the term shadow work, it was created by Carl Jung, blah 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 blah, X amount of years ago. But when I first discovered it a couple years ago, for myself, before it was a buzzword, it changed everything. And little did I know that I had already begun doing that and really integrating that into my life without even realizing that that's exactly what I was doing. So I found out that there was a name for what I was doing, shadow work. And in doing this work, it's brought up some things that keep coming up. And this is why I'm learning that I'm really letting it sink in that the shadow work journey, number one, is never over, okay? And it's not linear. It's not predictable. All it is a day-by-day process of what you choose to think and what you choose to feel, and understanding that you are choosing to think whatever you're thinking or feeling at any given time, right? So back to my personal story. These last few months, I've been feeling feelings of inadequacy and lack because of my financial situation, and really that's mainly it. And that's just uncovered other wounds that I've had, abandonment, you know, uh, not feeling safe, not feeling trusted by myself or others, not feeling forgiveness, not feeling like I have grace. And once again, I just come to a point where I just hit a wall, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired of feeling like this. I have no reason to feel like this. And thanks to the lessons that I've learned for these situations, once again, I'm getting to a point where I don't feel like I'm limited by anything. I'm realizing this again. And another thing I have it real bad about myself is I like to hold it against myself that, I know all the things that I'm relearning. Basically, I'll chastise myself for having to relearn things. But again, this shadow work, this journey, this life, it's not over. Well, in the physical plane until you take your last breath, and even after then, we're eternal, yada yada yada. But you know, it's not linear. It's not easy. It's not always going to look how you want it to look. And the beautiful thing about it is in the shattering of my old life, is automatically just rebirth this new one. Lately I've been feeling the most gratitude because I feel like I've been given a second chance, in so many ways. This is my 15th second chance. But yeah, I feel you can just feel your life moving on to the next chapter, and that's what's going on for me right now. Like I can feel this phase this phase ending, you know. And three main things that I believed were there's three main areas in my life that I pretty much got shown that I had it all wrong about. Sorry, my words are bad right now. I got so many thoughts going on. But anyway, I basically came to like three main realizations around three separate subjects that really led me to a point where I feel great about starting over again. And number one is like I had this conception before that unless I was making my parents proud or appeasing my parents, or I had the approval of my parents, like no matter what I was doing, like my parents had to approve of it, right? And it's because like I got to a point where I realized that like even as an adult, like I still like seek validation from them. And once I was able to like realize that and like let them go, unfortunately it came with letting go with the relationship with them completely for however long it's last. So I feel like it needs to, but just realizing that I don't have to live my life to impress them. It's not like like when we're kids, that's pretty much what we live our lives for, is to appease our parents, because these are our caretakers. They're our caretakers. We need them physically, we need them emotionally, we need them in every way. We're completely dependent on them. And then so once we grow up, now everything that we needed our parents for, it's time for us to provide that for ourselves. And that includes like emotional security and our own validation, things of that nature, not just like food and shelter and clothes and shit like that. So for the longest time, it's just like I was still like in that space of like feeling like I needed to get their approval before I could get like their love. And this is what all of these things have in common. I'm sorry. They all encompass the fact that I'm looking for love outside of myself. I'm looking for love and validation outside of myself. That leads me to the next thing as far as like a partner. I'm thinking that I needed a partner to validate myself as like a worthy like person to be in a relationship. I'm thinking like unless I have somebody on my arm, or unless I'm with somebody in a relationship, then it means that I'm not worthy of one, or I haven't earned one, or I'm not good enough for one, or something. And it took this situation that just recently ended for me, and like I'm still processing the feelings from it now. But with this particular person, like we never even had sex. Like it was literally just like a conversational based relationship, and like this thing like went on for like 2 years, and it completely changed me like in every way, like as a person, and especially the way I look at relationships, because my old way of looking at relationships is what led to that being so painful and transformational for me, because I had to realize that I don't need this other person to validate feeling love for myself. Like when I realized that that's what relationships are, like when we're with people, what's one of the main things that we say that we love about people, like that we're with in relationships and shit, was like, I feel like I can be myself around them. It's not that you love them, it's that like you feel like they allow you to love yourself. Yeah, I hope I said that right. They give you like permission to feel good about yourself. And then like when the shit goes wrong, now we're all fucked up about it. Oh, I'm devastated. Oh, nothing without you. Blah 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 blah. It's because we put that feeling of love outside ourselves and give the responsibility of loving ourselves to another person. And once I realized that, and I actually like practice like loving myself and holding my love inside myself and giving that energy to myself, it for whenever I was able to hold it, it felt amazing. And I only lost it whenever I thought about her. I was like, man, if loving myself feels this good, just imagine if I can get the love from her too. It's the same exact feeling though. That's the thing. It's the same exact feeling. So on to the next thing, as far as again my financial situation. I've been struggling to like get on my feet my entire adult life. That's been like a common thing, is like financial insecurity my entire adult life. And it goes back to the first point that I was making about my parents. Financially, of course, like we depend on our parents as kids, and I've had to depend on my parents, and I've looked I've looked for help from my parents in like financial, like concrete ways so many times, and it's all because I didn't trust myself to take care of that myself. I mean, that's all it is. It's like, and there's so many instances where it's like I fell on my ass, and the first thing I do is like still run to them, you know. But in these last few months, I was like, okay, well, I burned the bridge, so I don't have them to run back to anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would I do if they weren't here? you know? And that's led me to find ways to stand on my own 2 feet, and it's led me to trust myself and trust the universe that, I don't have to depend on this person who doesn't even resonate or understand me, like, for my livelihood, like, just for the simple fact that, they birthed me, they created me, our parents are worthy of that gratitude for that, but at the same time, it's like we're all on our own individual journey. Like, this is all, I'm sorry, like, we all have our own path at the end of the day. We're all here for our individual purpose, and it comes to a point where, like, we have to take control. We have to take the reins of our lives from our parents or our caretakers or whatever, from society. Whatever do we give our validation to, at some point we have to take that back if we really want to live healthy, fulfilling lives. And those are all the ways that I'm starting over. I'm starting over in every aspect of my life. Like, I'm 34 years old, and it's like, I feel like I'm starting over my life with a completely clean slate. I've gathered like so many lessons. Like, I learned about the law of attraction. I learned about the law of the universe. I have like a belief system, values that make sense to me, that resonate with me. Like, the only thing that's missing is the actual reflection of the life that resonates with me. And as I practice holding that vibration, that feeling, that essence of who I really want to be, like, it has no choice but to come out. And thankfully, I'm starting a new job in the next couple weeks. It's not the most ideal thing. It's not my dream job, but you know what? It is going to help me build skills that's going to help me lead to like my dream job, my dream income. So, you know what? A little hard work ain't never hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? I've been like avoiding that for a long time too. It's like just like the idea of work. I hate working, and I'm not ashamed to say this. Like, we're not here for working. We're here to experience like fucking life to the fullest. But that's part of it. That's part of it. Like, we came for the whole thing. Like, that's part of it. That's what our souls came down here to experience. The contrast that happens down here that doesn't happen up there in the cosmos, because the beings that aren't currently on Earth right now or in any plane in existence right now, they're just floating love in the universe. And that's why we come down into these bodies, to experience what's going on down here. Because, like, I mean, think about it. Like, just being an enlightened being, it's got to be boring, right? Like, if you're enlightened, you know everything about the universe, and you're just up there just chilling, like, fuck, it's got to get boring, right? So, like, we come down here for the contrast. We come down here, like, for the strife, for the obstacles, for the game, so to speak, And it's not, and those struggles is what makes the bliss, the elation, the joy, the happiness possible. But the thing about it is like, you can make it to where your life is either majority struggle or majority love. You know what I'm saying? It's really up to you. But it's not even, I don't even really look at it as a struggle. I just look at it as, you know what, I gotta put the horse before the cart. Stop trying to put the cart before the horse. I know that in order to get my creative endeavors out, be it my music, being this YouTube channel and stuff like that, I have to be in a point where I'm comfortable and a peace of mind knowing that like I'm taken care of. I don't have to worry about losing my car or my place or my son if I can't pay child support, shit like that. You know, like I need those worries gone, you know? And the quicker I can get on that standing, and I honestly believe that with with this position that I'm starting soon, I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah, it's just only up from here. You know, right now it's just me. You know, I'm completely single. I have one son, one baby mama. You know, not bad. But yeah, whom my son I love to death. Like, I want to show him what is possible for him. You know, this is something that I stand on, that I've said long before I actually had a child. Like, you do not have the right to tell your kids that they can be anything that they want to be if you're not what you want to be. I truly believe that, and I stand on that. Like, I'm not going to tell you what's possible. I'm going to show you that no matter who it is, no matter, or I mean, so I'm sorry, no matter who you want to be, no matter what you want to be, nothing is off limits. Whatever you want, you can get for yourself. And it's taken me a while to really get that, But I feel like I'm at the point where not only do I understand that, but I also understand that, look, it sounds so cliche, but life is about the choices that you make. The choices that you make are the scalpel that shapes your life. So with that being said, I don't want to be redundant in things that I've said a lot. But anyway, yeah, don't be afraid to start over. It's okay, because there's really no such thing as starting over, because there's no such thing as finishing. Straight up. It's all about how you feel right now. The quality of life is only as good as you feel about it right now in the moment, period. So anyway, with that being said, peace.